Yo, what's going on, man? Today is May the 26th, 2024. Your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA / WNBA Show, where we are live on Twitter, also live on YouTube as well. We have two WNBA games today and one Western Conference final game today between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks, game 3. So we're going to jump into those in just a second. But as we always do, quick recap of yesterday. Ended up staying away from the NBA, man. I don't know. The more I thought about it, especially as the injury news came out with Drew Holiday and of course Tyrese Halliburton ended up getting ruled out. I just kind of stayed away from that. But this is not updated either. This is not supposed to look like this. I guess I forgot to go in and change this. This is supposed to say, well, it does say 0-2 because both of the plays that I gave out yesterday that I actually sent out was losers, but I gave out some winners on the show yesterday. I just never ended up actually placing the bets on them. Some of the lines moved. I got a little busy with my son yesterday, but it's all good. We get it all back. Not super duper worried about it. It was two smaller plays, but it should look a little something like this. Let's see. The Liberty in the first half was a loser. And then I jumped on the Mercury at halftime when they were down by like 15 points at halftime. Jumped on them plus a 10.5, and they got absolutely smoked. Arika Gumawale looked like Kyrie mixed with Luka last night. So 0-2 day yesterday. We lose about a unit and a quarter of a unit yesterday, which brings the WNBA back down just a tad bit. But probably should have got there with the Storm. That was an easy win in first half and team total over. And wanted to fade the fever in some way. They end up not covering the full number either. So try to do a little bit better today. Got a couple plays that I do like today. So we're going to jump into it. Let's go through the comments real quick. Marquis says that Celtics first half, 2.5 was a fishy line. Ended up taking the Pacers with the points, but had Derek White at 15, only had 13. And yeah, I mean, if you watch the post-game interview, Jaylen Brown said they came out shooting like Michael Jordan. He said a bunch of Michael Jordans was on that team, and the Pacers, shot the leather off the ball in the first half. So I agree with that comment. Bissy says Kelsey Plum over 2.5 threes, Natasha Cloud over 6.5 assists, missed the double by a point. I saw her shoot a last-second shot. Bissy, I stayed up late watching that Fever game. Watching that Mercury and Wings game last night, and she shot a half-court heave, tried to get to a double-double. And barely missed it. Brandon Stewart over here, 8.5 rebounds. Joel Lloyd hooked the rebounds prop. Was a good day in the W. I'm glad you cashed, Bitsy. Glad you cashed. What up to my guy, Mark? Says the only player he likes today is Nafisha Collier, double at -110. Rawat says, good morning, folks. Hope everyone is doing well. Appreciate that comment. What up, Matt? Big Money says, back like I never left. Hope all my smart people out there dropped 5 units on that Pacers team total over 107.5. Made over 2K last night. Catch me if you can. I'm glad you cashed last night, Big Money. Renato says the Mavs are going for a sweep. He says he definitely played that Pacers team total over. Marwala also joins as a member here. Appreciate that. Mark says, I think we might see a repeat of yesterday with the Mavs game. Timberwolves got up all game, then the Mavs closed on them late in the fourth quarter. Might be biased, Mavs fan here. We're going to jump into it and talk about it for sure. Nato says, sweep coming for the Pacers. They're done. What up, Tasha? And let's see. Peasy in here as well, as always. Jay Muse, what's going on? Smoky Steam Bets. Prince Paul says, I thought everyone was taking places +7. Chris, tell them how we capping. Yeah, I didn't see the closing line. When Drew Holiday got ruled in, that's probably when I would have wanted to jump on it. But that's typically how it goes, man. I get super busy when I really need to, especially when there's injuries involved. I get super busy and then I don't get a chance to get back to it. What up to my guy Tariq? He says Boston team total over the way I went and enjoyed the game. Liberty definitely took my money as well. They need some dogs on that team, man. Boy, the Liberty was super frustrating yesterday. To watch them get smoked back-to-back games, man. What up, AOD? Steven says, hey, Chris, I seen Halliburton was ruled out and smashed that places +7, 7.5, and money line for +250. Just missed it. Yeah, that's a fact. This community, the ChrisBeCappinn community, if you guys have been paying attention to the plays, we are a lot better than that 5-4-1 record that you guys see there. Prince says he likes the Timberwolves money line here. We're gonna jump into that in a second. Steven says Wolves money line tonight and watch Edwards go nuts. And SK says, Chris, what's up? T-Wolves plus 2.5. So a lot of Timberwolves love today. Last comment before we get started. Jamie says, good morning, Chris and fam. Great day in the MLB yesterday. He says, so only one play for me today. Timberwolves on the money line. And yeah, Matt, he says the sky going to be dangerous when Cardoso get come back. And I think she's expecting to return next week. I think she only gonna miss like 1 or 2 more games, man. They play so hard for Coach Teresa Weatherspoon. I was watching that game while the Celtics game was going on yesterday, and I got the chance to watch her like her interview, like I guess it was like preseason interview before during halftime yesterday. And yeah, they play hard, man. Even against the Connecticut Sun. The Connecticut Sun got dogs. They got dogs. Alyssa Thomas, DeWanna Bonner. Yeah, that team is full of dogs. I mean, it's Dejanay Carrington. It's so many. Bree Jones, like they got dogs on that team. So yeah, Fernando came a member as well. Appreciate that. And Tariq says, I can't wait to see what dance move Gobert gonna be doing on the floor tonight. You know what? Let's segue right into it, man. T-shirt giveaway. You guys pick the right side in total. Sounds like a lot of people like the Timberwolves. Let me know what the projected score is going to be. 1 guess per game, and your first guess is your only guess. Just make your entry before the game tips off tonight. Let's jump into it. So we got the Minnesota Timberwolves and we got the Dallas Mavericks, man. We this is game 3, of course, and the line in this one open with the Timberwolves, the Dallas Mavericks actually laying 3 points is where I saw that, and it's come down to 2.5 at most books, man. It has come down just a tad bit to 2.5. And the total opened at 209, and that is also down to 207.5. So money coming in on Minnesota, money coming in on the under here, thinking that it's going to be a defensive style game that Minnesota can actually win. Here are my thoughts on the game. So I think, and I'll just jump right into it. I think if you like Minnesota, you probably want to get in and get out with them. So real quick, I did make this graphic for you guys so you guys can see this. On the left-hand side, you see Minnesota first half. On the right-hand side, you see Minnesota second half. And they've been 2 totally different teams. I think Minnesota is the more desperate team here. I mean, you go down 0-3, of course, the series is over. Like, no team's ever come back from, down 0-3. And I don't think you're going to do it against 2 of the, the world's best closers we've probably ever seen in the game of basketball with Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic on the other side. So Minnesota is the more desperate team. Dallas has been better at closing the series. So game 1, along with these stats here that I'll get to in a second, Luka had 19 points in the second half of game 1. He shot 50% from the field, helped Dallas come back and win that game. Kyrie carried them early in game 1. Remember, it was Anthony Edwards who came out and was talking about, I got Kyrie. Kyrie took that personal and kind of, helped the team a lot in the first half. But then Luka took over in the second half. Like I said, 19 points in game 1 in the second half. Luka had 16 points in the second half of game 2. He shot 5 for 9 from the field, 2 for 5 from the 3-point line, while Kyrie had 15 points in the second half of game 2 as well. And he shot 62% and 4 for 5 from the 3-point line. So with that, both of these games so far tell me that, the Dallas Mavericks definitely have the better closers. Karl-Anthony Towns was benched for a lot of the fourth quarter in game 2. And Anthony Edwards just can't get it going for whatever reason. His numbers have looked really, really bad. So game 1, Minnesota was actually a +3 in the first half. They were winning by 3 points. Dallas won the second half by 6. Minnesota shot 36% from the floor and 29% from the 3-point line. Only 7 for 24 shooting and only scored 43 points in the second half of game number 1. And you see the numbers right here. Like, look at this. First, these numbers are all teams, the 4 teams that are left in the playoffs in the conference finals. So Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals. So you could be ranked 1, you could be ranked 1st through 4th. And that 50.9 for rebound percentage should be 1st as well. Minnesota is the best rebounding team in the first half. But look at that second half. They've actually turned into the worst rebounding team. And look at the offensive rating. This is with Boston and the Pacers on the opposite side. The Minnesota Timberwolves have the best offensive rating in the first half so far. And defensively, also number 1. But look at the second half. They're last and then second to last in offensive and defensive rating. So for whatever reason, and I think Dallas just kind of tightens up as the game goes on. You can see there that they are really, really good in the second half. So going back into it, game 2, Minnesota was actually winning by 12. We had a nice size bet on Minnesota first half minus the 3.5. They were winning by 12, so we didn't even have to sweat that. And then they lose the second half by 13 points. They shot 47% from the 3-point line, and were +1 in rebounding. They limited Dallas to just 39% shooting and 28% shooting from the 3-point line in the first half, specifically in game 2. So I do think Anthony Edwards. Well, just kind of wrapping up. While you can get a +1 in the first half on a couple of different books. A couple of books got it at +0.5 point. But I'm cool with backing a more desperate team here. I know Dallas is at home. I know that a lot of the trends I looked at don't actually like the Minnesota Timberwolves here either. But I think the Timberwolves, with their back against the wall, I do think that they come out super desperate in this spot. And even if they don't win the game because Luka and Kyrie happens again, I do think if you like the Timberwolves, you might want to get in and get out with them. Also, I wanted to share. I think I got some trends that go along with it as well. So if we look here, you can see for whatever reason, Minnesota is 3-4 straight up and against the spread at home in the playoffs. But when they've been playing on the road, 5-1 straight up and against the spread. So for whatever reason, they've been playing so much better basketball on the road. We know that they just went to Denver and won 3 games on the road. The only game that they won at home was game 5. And was that game 5? I think it was game 5. And of course they won both games in Phoenix earlier in the first round as well. Dallas, for whatever reason, they played better on the road as well. 6-2 straight up on the road, 4-2 straight up at home. And I do think that these trends kind of not even just the trends, but the desperation spot tells me to take Minnesota early in this game. So I do like Minnesota early. Quote came out that I wanted to share from Anthony Edwards. He says, "I'm turning down lots of shots. I'm just making the right play. Sometimes the right play may not be for me to shoot it." I think we see an aggressive Anthony Edwards in this game, just based on, like him not playing well. He's not played well, specifically in the second half of any of these games. So yeah, I like that. I like that Minnesota, like I said, they won 5 of their 6 road games. Anthony Edwards is averaging 30 points per game, shooting pretty much 49% from the floor. And Karl-Anthony Towns been playing a lot better on the road as well. He's averaging 23 on 58% shooting, and he's looked terrible in the Western Conference Finals so far. So I think if the Timberwolves are going to turn things around in Dallas, it's probably going to be predicated on their offense. Their defense is doing the best that they can, but it's really hard to slow Luka and Kyrie both down at the same time. And like I said, they just been outscored in the second half, 56-44. Just throwing away the lead. I wouldn't say throwing away, but Dallas is kind of taking advantage of this team in the second half. And shout out to Coach Kidd for making those adjustments. So I do like Dallas. I do like Minnesota first half plus like I said, you can get a +1. I think the best number I saw was on Bet365. And then real quick on the total, I do want to talk about the total as well. You can see down here at the bottom, it says the Western Conference Finals are 2-0 to the over. And one of the strongest trends I found was going all the way back to the 2002 season, home favorites up 2-0 in game 3. So they stole both games on the road. The 12-3 to the over 80%. That in combination with the Western Conference Finals already being 2-0 and just the offensive firepower that both of these teams have, I would look towards the over if I was playing the total in this game. The pace did slow down a little bit in game 2, but both teams shot the ball really well. Dallas had an offensive rating of almost 120. Minnesota had an offensive rating of 118. And both of the teams shot, Dallas shot 56% effective field goal percentage. They had a 28% offensive rebounding rate. Minnesota shot 48% effective field goal percentage, and they had a 27% offensive rebounding rate. So that in conjunction with, last thing I'll mention about the total, Dallas at home, they've scored, their games have been a little bit more higher scoring than they have been on the road. Total scoring for their home games, 211 points. The defense has just been a tad bit better on the road. And Minnesota, same thing. Minnesota on the road, averaging their game totals is averaging about 210. Their offense has been a lot better on the road. So I do like the over 207.5, and I like Minnesota plus the 1 early in this game. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one before we jump over to the W. Steven says Wolves and under 104-94. Okay. He says that's over. My bad. Okay. So agreeing here. Bissy likes the Mavs 101-96. Do we think the Mavs are going to be able to, the Timberwolves are going to be able to slow the Mavs down? Because I kind of looked at the Timberwolves, looking at the Mavs team total, actually. The Mavs, let's see, real quick. What was I looking at? So the Mavericks team total, the Mavs team total is 10. Hold on, I got WNBA up. Let's see. The Mavs have scored 108 points and 109 points so far. And their team total for today is, I want to say it's like 104. Let me double check. Yeah, 104.5. Do the Mavs not get to 105 points? Is that Timberwolves defense going to lock them up? I'm not quite sure. I would venture to say that the books just haven't adjusted this total up enough. Game 1 went over by 6 points. Game 2 went over by 10 points. And then we see the total exactly where it was in the last game. Of course, there's some three-point shooting variance, but Minnesota's, like I said, their offense has been better on the road. And I think Dallas role players going to continue to get the same shots that they have been getting. Rudy Gobert is still going to be in that drop coverage, and I think they're going to continue to take advantage of it. So I don't know if I like the under, Bissy, but I can't talk you off. Go with whatever it is that you like. Steven says it sneaks over, and I can see that. PZ likes the Wolves first half money line or nothing for him. Steven says, I just think we see a different Towns and Cat, and I agree with that. Maurice says Luka 30, Ant 25, Kyrie 8.5 rebounds and assists, and McDaniels 1 steal tonight. Okay. Big Money says he likes Dallas 107-102. Think they go up 3-0 here. Old Lady says she likes Dallas Mavs as well, 107-102. So both got same projected scores here. What else we got? Tariq says, Chris, is it just me or the Timberwolves run out of gas or plays in the second half? And that's what I said, man. I think game 1 was that was kind of scripted. Game 1 was, because you're coming off of game 7, so you're gonna give it all you got in the first half, and it's not gonna be enough, in my opinion. But game 2 really, really surprised me with them losing the second half. Like I said, they were up by 12 points. We cashed the first half easily, and then they just couldn't score the basketball, couldn't get enough stops, and ended up losing the second half by 13 points, Tariq. So I think that could continue here. You guys saw the numbers that I had up here as far as Dallas. This goes exactly with what you're saying here, Tariq. Dallas just has not been able to. I'm sorry, not Dallas. The Timberwolves have not been able to string it together consistently. So, yeah, I agree with that. Matt says, like and subscribe. My boy got a good show. Appreciate that, Matt. Mark says, Luka and Kyrie haven't both played well in the same game. Look out when they do. Maybe today. Man, I don't know, Mark. I think Kyrie carried him early. Luka carried him late. Kyrie didn't play that bad in game 2. And Luka had a 30-point triple-double. So Kyrie could have played better in game 2, specifically made some more free throws. But, yeah, I wouldn't say that they played bad, though. Markel says, what's up? Be careful. Sundays be crazy to bet. I agree there. PZ says, prop, I'm leaning. Gafford over 7.5 points. Mom is just a bet. Says, happy Sunday. Good luck to everyone. What up, Trevor? He says, good morning, Chris. Matt says, Timberwolves and Mavs are better on the road than at home. This is so weird to me. I agree with that. OJ says, what do you think about mini team total? Not having to worry about a shot in a half or full game. Surely they have to bounce back and play aggressively. I would agree. Their team total is sitting at, what is it, like 102? 102.5 on most books, juiced to like minus 120. I see a 103 on ESPN bet. Yeah, I would let's see. The Mavs at home so far, they're giving up 104 points, so right at this number. Thunder scored 116. They held the Thunder to 101. They held the Clippers to 101. but the Clippers also had a 116 in here as well. So a lot of variance. Either you go way over at 116, the Clippers and Thunder did, or you get held to less than 102. So they held the Clippers under 102 in 2 games as well, 90 and 101. So I'm not sure about a team total here, OJ. Not sure about that Timberwolves team total, because Timberwolves can win with their defense if Luka has a an off game, Kyrie has an off game, and Dallas plays really good defense as well. I think that's the thing that's been overlooked the most. So yeah, not sure I'll get there with the team total. What up, AB? Marquis says only if the Mavs are not making their threes. Yeah, the 3-point variance does change a lot. Steven says Luka under his rebounds. I'm not touching Luka under anything. But don't let me talk you off. I think Rudy Gobert, we talked about this for game 2. Rudy Gobert under his 12.5 rebounds was one of my favorite prop bets outside of Naz Reid over his 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And that was an easy winner. Rudy Gobert, I didn't even play it. Rudy Gobert went under his 12.5 rebounds. He finished with 10. And, maybe they end up playing Karl Anthony Towns and Naz Reid a little bit more and take Rudy Gobert out of the game. I could see Rudy Gobert, going under his rebound prop again here. The number is 11.5 this time, and it's juiced to minus 129. It looks like the best number on Bet Rivers right now. So, yeah, number keeps coming down. I think Rudy Gobert to get less than 12 rebounds could be a play here. Tariq says, I have a feeling PJ Washington is going to shine at home, and I can see that. He did go under his 11.5 points last game. Smoky Steam says, I'm in Timberwolves first half too. Can't see and Cat playing that bag again. And I'm glad we agree there, Smoky Steam bets. If Wolves don't win today, it's over. Gotta go Timberwolves on the money line, AB says. And I agree. I definitely agree there. Mavs looking like the Celtics tonight. Better team in the fourth quarter. Potentially could be. Victor says, Wolves had their best game last game and couldn't get it done. Dallas should hit their threes today comfortably at home. Wolves are panicking and won't have any answers for Luka and Kyrie. So liking the other side there. Okay. Appreciate this comment from Rob. Says he's liking the show. Jamie's like Luka triple-double, Mavs money line sprinkle. So if they do win, go ahead and take them on the money line and put Luka triple-double in there. Okay. McLean says he's on Timberwolves plus 3.5 and Timberwolves first half. So a lot of people liking that Timberwolves first half look. And like I said, +1 is my favorite play for sure. All right, let's move over to the W and get up out of here. We got 2 WNBA games. First one we got is the Minnesota Lynx. They will be in Atlanta taking on the Dream tonight. And the Lynx took my money yesterday because I bet on the New York Liberty to bounce back. This Lynx team has been really, really good, man. I thought, it was a small sample because they had only played the Seattle Storm twice to start the season. And, they yeah, perfect. Rebounding. This Lynx team is really, really good. Atlanta, they do have a major rest advantage here. Am I messing up? Can you guys hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. I can start this one over. All right, cool. I don't know what my internet doing. All right, I'm gonna start over for the Lynx and the Dream. Can y'all hear me now? Y'all let me know. All right, good. All right, see, I say I'm good now. All right, so going back to the Lynx and the Dream real quick. I said what I said was The Lynx are really, really good. They took my money yesterday. I thought the Liberty would bounce back after losing to the Chicago Sky the other day, and they did not. This Minnesota team is 3-1 straight up for a perfect 4-0 against the spread. This is the second leg of a back-to-back and a third game in 4 nights. They're coming off that 17-point win yesterday versus the Liberty, where they were 7-point home dogs. And it's been their offense and their defense. Minnesota ranks number 3 in points scored per 100 possessions in the W. They're first in the field goal percentage. They've been sharing the ball really, really well, and they're third in rebounding also. Atlanta, they've done a really good job. Well, I wouldn't say do a really good job. They have a major rest advantage here. 4 days of rest, but this team is not great defensively. They're the second worst defense behind only the Fever, the third worst rebounding team, and they're playing at the third fastest pace, something we saw from this team last season. So I thought about playing the Lynx plus the 4. I don't like that, they could potentially wear down in this game, but I don't trust the Atlanta Dream to be able to stop them here. I think if you play the team total over the spread, you just expect Minnesota to be able to go out there and score. Their team total right now is 80.5. So you just need them to score 81 points. 81 is a number that they've gotten to in every game so far this season. They're averaging 87 points per game. And the Dream are playing, like I said, playing at the third fastest pace with the second worst defense. Dream have given up 81 points in 2 of their 3 games so far this season. So I do like I like the Lynx, either plus the 4 or you take their team total over 80.5. I think I like the 80.5 a little bit more. Just thinking that they're gonna be able to score. They didn't even have to try that. They played hard in the first half, but their defense was so good in that game yesterday against the Liberty that they didn't really have to do too much in the second half. That game was really over, and they didn't even have to play their starters late into the fourth quarter. So I like the Lynx today. I know the Dream had the major rest advantage here, but I would only be looking towards the Lynx plus the 4 or their point total over 80.5. I'm probably gonna pull the trigger on the 80.5 just so I can stay away from the spread. But I don't think the Dream are gonna win this game by multiple possessions, if they win the game at all. So it's Lynx plus the 4. This line actually opened at 4.5, and money already coming in on the Dream, on the Lynx to cover here. Let's see what you guys are saying about this one. Jordan says, I like the Lynx. I like the Dream today. Okay, so opposite side there. Matt says Lynx back to back. I lean Dream money line or Sparks money line. Both games back to back. Thinking. Don says the Lynx just won a big game. Is this a letdown spot? I thought about that, Don, but I don't think so, man. I really don't think so. I did take that into the cap. I looked at real quick. Let me see what I had looked at. I looked at teams that were coming off a win as a dog, and then they're a road dog. Win as a home dog, and then they're a road dog, and they are playing with no rest. They actually are profitable if you just blindly been playing this throughout the entirety of the Killer Sports database. 7-3 against the number are the road dogs in this spot that previously won as a home dog with no rest. So they only win the game 30% of the time, 3-7, but against the number 7-1 straight up. So I think the Lynx are definitely live here. I definitely do think that they're live. Let's see what else y'all saying about this one. Mark says, let's hit that like button to support Chris. Appreciate that, Mark. Left Lane says, I'm on the Lynx plus 4.5. They are more of a team, a whole, and defense is finding its way. I agree there. Keith says, biggest question for the Lynx is can they take care of the ball? If they do, I'm going right back to Elena Smith, over 1.5 threes. She's shooting 72%. Their whole team is really shooting the ball well. I mentioned them being third in field goal, or first in field goal percentage, third in points scored. The Lynx share the ball. I mean, Nafisha Collier is the MVP of the team, but she does not mind passing the ball, and they got really good guards as well. I like this Lynx team a lot. I really do. Left Lane says, plus they've been covering a lot of games. Yeah, they cover every game. The Lynx are 4-0 ATS right now. Bitsy says Nafisha Collier double is what I'm on here, and her rebounds over 9.5. She's been cooking. She has been cooking for sure. Do back-to-backs matters a lot in the WNBA? Yeah, I think they matter, but you typically see inflated line. left lane. I definitely think you see inflated lines because of the back-to-back. If this was a neutral floor game, or this was, Lynx and Dream with, with both teams having equal rest, I think this game will be a pick, if I'm being honest. But not only is the second leg of a back-to-back for the Lynx, it's also a third game in 4 nights, which is that's the only thing that's holding me up from taking them plus the 4. Could they run out of gas? Yeah, it's a terrible spot for the Lynx, especially coming off a big win as a home dog. But you still get them as a dog, right? If they were laying points in this game, I wouldn't like them as much. And like I said, the Dream defensively, third worst team. They just have the major rest advantage here. They haven't played since like Tuesday, I think, when they beat the Wings in a come from behind win. So yeah, just a little bit too inconsistent for me with Atlanta. Let's go to the last game we got, a game that I don't feel too strong on, and that is the Dallas Wings and the Sparks here. So you get a Dallas Wings team they took my money last night. I did play the Phoenix Mercury at halftime when they were down by 15, thinking that they would come out and assert themselves a little bit, and they did for the third quarter. But then that whole pressing thing that they was doing, they just wouldn't get out of the press, and defense is just terrible, man. They can't stop anybody. They need Brittany Griner back. I did see that she had came out of her walking boots, so that's good for the Mercury. But back to the Wings, I mean, it really was Arike Ogunbowale last night. She had a 40 ball last night. I mean, everything she shot seemed like it was going in. She was just in her bag. And, I talked about on the show yesterday, I talked about liking the over between the Mercury and the Wings because both of the teams were number 1 in pace, number 1 and number 2 in pace. And I should have just played it because that won so easily. But I didn't know if I could trust the Wings offense. And I mean, they proved me wrong. They scored 100 points easily yesterday without Satu Sabali, without Natasha Howard. Maddie Siegrist stepped up and played really, really well. Monique Billings is absolutely balling out there. She's been killing it. She killed it against the Dream in Atlanta earlier this week, and she killed them again last night, man. She's been cooking. Tierra McCowan down there looking like baby Shaq, getting all the rebounds. And the Sparks. So I'm just going off on a tangent just about the game yesterday, but the Wings 2-2 straight up. They are 3-1 against the number as well. You're really just asking them to win this game by possession. Big win last night. They won that game 107-92. This is the third game of a 5-game road trip, and they were, like I said, they were 3-point dogs. Opened at 1 yesterday. You look at the Sparks. This is a team that is a little bit up and down. It's a rebuilding year for sure. Just 1-3 straight up, 1-2-1 against the spread. They lost that game against the Indiana Fever on Friday. This is their third straight home game. And for Dallas, can they come in here? Will they have enough focus to win back-to-back games with no rest? That's the biggest question you got to ask yourself. I don't want to trust the Sparks. I really, really don't. But De'Erica Hamby is their best player by far. And I do think that she could potentially struggle. I mean, it's not going to be easy to get buckets down there against Tierra McCowan. And what's my other girl name? I forgot her name. But Tierra McCowan is like Kalani Brown. Kalani Brown and Tierra McCowan like twin towers down low. It's like having Yao Ming and Shaq. Like, it's really, really difficult to score. They do a great job protecting the paint. And I was looking into it. Dallas Wings actually, even though they play at the fastest pace, they're actually the best. They're number 1 in defensive rating in the WNBA right now. With the Wings taking a big step back, with the Liberty taking a big step back yesterday after giving up so many points to the Minnesota Lynx. So this to me, like, these two teams play so different. The Wings like to get out, run in transition, play with a bunch of pace. The Sparks are playing really, really slow. They struggle to score the basketball as well. They do have, like I said, the major rest advantage here. I really want to get there with the Wings, thinking they can win this game by multiple possessions, but I think I'll just stay off of this one, man. This could be a big letdown spot for the Wings, but it really wouldn't surprise me if they were able to win the game either. So I'll stay off of this one. Probably not gonna get there either way, but I do think the Wings can win this game. I really, really do. Sparks just lost to the Fever, and I do think the Wings got enough offense to get the job done here. I think the Wings defense should play well, and I think they can win the game by like I said, by 2 possessions is really what you need. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one before we get out of here. Tariq, I said the same thing, man. He said it'll be ironic if both Minnesota teams cover, and that's the way I'm kind of liking it today, man. I do think Minnesota teams are the way to go today, both of them for sure. Bo Knows says he likes the Sparks today. Left Lane says Sparks let me down. I thought they would have made a good homestand. Yeah, they're super young though. They are super young. They're gonna play hard though for Kurt Miller for sure. Maurice says Cameron Brink under 7.5 rebounds. That could be a good look. Cameron Brink has been playing really, really well so far, but she's gonna have her hands full. Wings are one of the better rebounding teams. The Sparks actually are the better rebounding team when I was looking into it. Wings are top 5. Sparks, I think, are top 3 in rebounding so far. Bo Knows likes the Wings. Jordan says both of these teams on back-to-back. Nah, not the Sparks. The Sparks haven't played since Friday. AB says, I feel tonight will be a Minnesota night all around the board. So more love towards Minnesota. Chad says Enrique assist spot, not bad because Sparks will most likely double how they did Clark. That's a good look, Chad. I agree with this. Enrique's so fast though. It feel like she running like everybody else running in slow motion when she got the ball. She come off a lot of picks. That Wings offense is predicated on trying to get her the ball in spots that she can score, and she's a 3-level scorer. I think she's shooting like 90%, 96% from the free throw line. She definitely loves shooting the 3. Her pull-up game is impeccable. Like, I'm not a big Enrique fan, but she's been killing it. Like I said, 40 points last night. Her assist tonight could be a good look to pivot off of that, Chad. I agree with that. Let's see. Left lane likes the Wings. Bissy says De'Arica Hamby, going right back to it. He says, feed me, De'Arica Hamby over 10.5 boards tonight. No player props for myself, Jordan. I didn't even look into player props in the W at all today, if I'm being honest. So maybe I'll send something out to the members, but if I get a chance to look into them a little bit deeper, I didn't look at any player props, if I'm being honest. Cash Out says, happy Sunday, Chris. I'm late, but what do you think about the Wolves team total over? I talked about it, Cash Out. Just go back and listen to it. But I don't know, man. Timberwolves team total over scares me because I know that they can win with their defense as well. But their offense should be much improved, though. So I couldn't talk you off. It's a super low number as well. I think it's like 103.5. I wouldn't play the under, put it like that. Cash Out likes Nas Reed, 15+ points. Says great value here. And Matt says, what do you think about LeBron James will do it for agent? I have no idea, man. LeBron, honestly, I don't care. As a Laker fan, LeBron do what he want to do, man. I think he's going to try to play with Bronny. Whatever, that's going to be a big decision for him, in my opinion. Maurice says he likes Luka, 30 points. Edwards, 25. McDaniels, 1 steal. Cameron Brink, under 7.5 boards. This is how I'm coming today. Okay. Hey, best of luck, Maurice. I hope you catch these, man. Tariq says T-Wolves plus the +1 in the first half. Lynx +4 parlay is at +240, worth a sprinkle. And that's a great play to great way to get us segue to get us into the recap here, Tariq. And that's what I said too, man. Minnesota +1 in the first half specifically. If you joined late, go back and listen to the analysis and the breakdown. I do think the game goes over the 207.5. I talked about that as well as far as the total. And then the Minnesota Lynx, which is why I put the logo beside them. I do think that team total over 80.5 is a good look here as well. Like I said, a lot of it is just, you get an Atlanta Dream team that's the second worst defensive team in the W, and they're playing at the third fastest pace. So I think Minnesota's going to be able to continue to score the basketball against this team today. I think the +4 is good money as well. I think the 4.5s are gone, but these are the ways that I would look to play the game. I'm probably going to stay off that last game altogether. But I do lean towards Dallas to be able to cover that short number on the road here. I think it is 2.5 or 3 on most books. So these are the top looks for myself, man. Best of luck to you guys today on whatever it is that you do play. Resources, I did add one, the Money Baller, for people who are not aware. Shout out to my guy RC. Him and a couple of his business partners have put together a really cool resource, one-stop shop type resource where you can go through. They have NBA, WNBA. I'm pretty sure NFL will be there, soon. But MLB as well. It's just a one-stop shop for all your sports betting needs. As far as just kind of being able to look through all the websites that kind of combine everything into one. So definitely check out the Money Baller right now. I think it's still free as well. So great handicapping resource. Definitely check them out. Odds Jam, I always like to shout out as well. 25% off your first month if you're interested in signing up using code CBC. My favorite sports betting software. But that Money Baller website is absolutely really, really dope. And then you guys can see the rest of them as well. Best of luck on whatever it is that you do play, man. If you're still watching, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Share the show if you can. It's greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. The link for all my official plays, even though I have not made any. Probably gonna make it fire off on a few in a couple, just probably in the next 15, 20 minutes after I get my thoughts together. But links for all my official plays will be in the description. Best of luck on all your action. Bet responsibly, man, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Probably doing a show tomorrow too, man. The grind never stops. We always got to keep working. Catch you guys in the next one, man. I'm out.